Motor City Mustangs. I really like what this guy does in our drafts. Gary's a very good comical person. You know, he has a draft strategy going in that he's going to target and nail some very big guys and lose some money, but at the end of the day, he's going to build a team that has a chance to win a championship right out of the gate, and then followed up by giving away potentially some future picks to keep the team serviceable for the next couple of years. I think he took a little bit more of a reserved approach on this one, not quite as hard, where he was just like, I don't need to give up that much future. I'm just going to make Mr. Consistent team. I'm going to have my big boys, my all-stars, but then I'm going to have a cast around them that is serviceable and that can be used to kind of pole vault me past a couple of the other teams and potentially get me into the playoffs. And that's exactly what he did. He went with Big Ben and he went with Eli Manning as his quarterbacks. So he was like, I'm not spending money on quarterbacks. You can see just by the amount that he spent. He was like, I am determined I'm not spending money on quarterbacks. So he went and got two older guys, and he may be looking for a Kyler Murray or a Drew Lock or a Dwayne Haskins in the draft. You never know. Or looking for a trade later on. His running backs, Mark Walton, Christian McCaffrey, Tevin Coleman, and Alvin Kamara. So he went hard in the paint on his running backs. And I absolutely love the fact that he did this. $13.8 million on McCaffrey, $13.4 Kamara, $3.6 on Tevin Coleman, which I think is a great deal. I had him listed around the 3.5 mark, so he was bang on. His wide receivers, a little shaky, but not terrible. Mohamed Sanu, Michael Crabtree, Keelan Cole, Larry Fitzgerald, the old guy, Paul Richardson, T.Y. Hilton, and Alshon Jeffrey. So, you look at this, and every week he gets to play T.Y. Hilton, Larry Fitzgerald, Alshon Jeffrey, and then he can flip in, Paul Richardson to cover, or Keelan Cole, depending on whether or not he lands and gets that one of the starting spots. Mohamed Sanu is always good for a fill-in bye week. And if Crabtree comes back and is on a good team, you never know what could happen with him. This is where it got a little dicey in the draft. When Travis Kelce got put up. So George Kittle went for 6.7. Travis Kelce went for $9 million. And Gary explained it to us after. He's like, a lot of the big wide receivers were off the board. So I padded my team by taking Travis Kelce as basically a wide receiver. And then he went and he got himself a cheap tight end with Will Disley, which is supposed to be the starter, is great price. He paid only 0.5 for him, 23 years old. That could be a steal right there. His defense, I like some of it. I don't like some of it. Damian Harris, D. Ford, Vic Beasley, and Everson Griffin. So his defensive linemen, I really like. His linebackers, Bentley, Preston Brown, Forsythe, Quan Alexander, Darren Lee, and Danny Trevathan. All have a good chance. Quan Alexander he paid $2.2 million for, which is fine. I would have paid that for him too. So his linebackers are decent too. Well, his linebackers are okay, but very serviceable. Preston Brown could be a steal there. He got him for the league minimum. Preston Brown was injured last year, and his numbers were great before he got injured. Quan Alexander switching teams could do a lot for him. The landscape changed, things like that. Danny Trevathan, always a 200-point player for us. So you really can't ask for much more. His DBs, he went Kenny Vaccaro, he went Quandre Diggs, he went Kazee, he went Gibson, and he went Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith he got in a trade. Not a big deal. He just wanted to round it out. And his team looks like a potential playoff team. I really like his team. I like where he went with it. I like what he did with it.